Listen, the world can smell insecurity from a mile away. It's not just women who see it, everyone does. The way you speak, the way you move, the way you react when something shakes your ego, it all reveals who you are inside. So if you've ever wondered why the vibe shifted, why she suddenly pulled away, or why you keep getting stuck in the friend zone, this is for you. Today I'm breaking down 6 subtle signs of male insecurity that turn women off, and more importantly, how to replace them with real, grounded confidence that commands respect wherever you go. Let's get into it. Number 1, overcompensating bravado. Let's start with the loudest form of insecurity, the guy who tries too hard to prove he's that man. You know the type, walking into a room announcing how much money he makes, how connected he is, or how many people respect him. On the surface, it looks like confidence. But here's the truth. When you have to constantly remind the world of your value, it's because deep down, you don't believe in it. Real men don't advertise their worth, they live it. You can tell a secure man by how quietly powerful he moves. His presence speaks louder than his mouth ever could. So instead of trying to impress people with words, let your actions speak. If you've achieved something great, it will show. Let people discover your success naturally. It's way more powerful when they realize your value, not when you announce it. Remember this, bragging is loud, but confidence, it whispers. Women are drawn to the man who doesn't need validation because he already knows who he is. Number 2, clinging to control. When a man tries to control everything around him, her schedule, her conversations, her social media, it doesn't say, I care about you. It says, I don't trust you. And worse, it screams, I don't trust myself. You can call it protectiveness, but she feels it as suffocation. The man who constantly checks in, demands updates, or gets jealous when she's independent isn't showing strength. He's showing fear. And fear kills attraction faster than anything else. Here's the truth. A woman's freedom is not your enemy. It's your test. When you give her space to be her own person, she'll respect you even more. But when you micromanage her, you show her that your sense of power depends on her behavior. And that's weakness. A confident man focuses on his mission, his discipline, his growth. He doesn't chase updates, he gives updates. He doesn't ask where she is. He's too busy building something that makes her want to be by his side. Remember, love is freedom, not ownership. When you let go of control, that's when you gain real power. Number 3, passive-aggressive behavior. Now let's talk about the silent killer of attraction, passive aggression. This one destroys respect fast because it comes off as emotional immaturity. You know what I'm talking about. The quiet treatment, sarcastic remarks, or pretending everything's fine when it's clearly not. Instead of being direct, some men retreat into silence or drop those slick little jabs hoping she gets the message. That's not masculine, that's manipulative. A real man doesn't punish with silence, he communicates with clarity. If something bothers you, say it. Don't sulk, don't throw shade, and don't make her guess. Use strong, clear words. I didn't like how that went. Let's talk about it. That's leadership. Passive aggression is what insecure men use because they fear confrontation. But directness? That's what confident men use because they know their emotions don't control them. They control their emotions. Number 4, overanalyzing everything. This one right here is what keeps so many men trapped in their heads. You overthink every text, every look, every hey. You reread her messages 10 times, trying to decode if that extra emoji means something. You start questioning why it took her 30 minutes to reply. You're not bonding, you're spiraling. Let me keep it real. Overanalyzing doesn't make you thoughtful. It makes you anxious, and that energy kills attraction. You start to seem like a man who doubts himself, not one who's sure of his value. If she takes long to reply, relax. Maybe she's busy. If she cancels once, chill. Life happens. Stop assuming rejection every time something shifts. Look at patterns, not moments. Women respect a man who trusts himself enough not to panic over small things. Be the calm in the storm, not the storm in your own head. Because when you stop chasing constant reassurance, you become unshakable. And that energy, that's magnetic. Number 5, putting other men down to lift yourself up. When you criticize another man to look good, it doesn't elevate you, it exposes you. Trash talking her ex, mocking her coworkers, or belittling other men just screams insecurity. A man who's sure of himself doesn't need to compete. He knows there's no competition. Let's be honest, when you try to prove you're better than someone else, you've already lost. You're seeking validation through comparison instead of confidence through character. If she talks about another guy, don't get defensive, don't panic, don't insult, just stay calm, focused, and secure. You know why? Because when you respect other men, it shows you're confident enough to stand tall among them. That's leadership energy, not fear. Real men don't tear down, they inspire, they lead by example. Number 6, needing constant validation. And finally, the deepest insecurity of them all, needing constant reassurance. Every time you ask, do you really like me? Or why me? Or did I do okay? You chip away at your masculine presence. It's okay to want appreciation, but when you depend on it, you drain her energy. She starts feeling like your therapist instead of your partner. The truth is, when you believe in your worth, you stop needing someone to remind you of it. You become the man who gives validation instead of begging for it. You don't need her approval. You already approved yourself. When you move like that, she feels it. She starts looking at you differently. Your calm becomes contagious. Your silence starts to speak louder than any reassurance ever could. Finally, let me be real with you, brother. Insecurity is not a death sentence. Every man feels it at some point. The difference between weak men and great men is what they do about it. You can't fake confidence. You build it through discipline, purpose, and self-respect. So if you recognize yourself in any of these signs, don't panic. Own it. Work on it. Grow from it. Because the man who faces his insecurities head-on doesn't lose women, he gains respect. And that's what we do here. We don't chase, we rise, we rebuild, and we lead. If you found value in this message, hit that like button, drop a comment, and join the movement. Because here, we don't just talk about confidence, we live it. This is Men Don't Chase. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.